your favorite childhood stories, boys?
Childhood book.
Same diff.
Yeah. No, I'm thinking about it. I can only come up with one.
Oh, okay.
And that would be the monster at the end of this book.
Okay.
Oh, I have not heard of that one.
It's a Sesame Street book, and it is Grover. And it's not written by clearly, but it's told from the perspective of Grover, and he's on the page, and he goes, "There's a monster at the end of this book. Don't turn the page."
Till you said I didn't remember. I remember that book, so I love it so much.
And you turn the page, and then he flips out. He goes, "What are you doing? I told you not to turn the page." and then it's like 20 pages long, but you keep doing it and keep doing it. And okay, spoilers, kids. You get to the end of the book, and you find out that Grover is in fact the monster at the end of the book because he was trying to prevent you from getting there. Now, the evil literary corporate empire came out with a version about 20 years later that included Elmo in that story.
Grover's better than Elmo.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Way better. Look,
Sesame Street's about friendship and love. There's nothing wrong with wanting to sell another million copies by throwing a little red bugger on there. Come on.
Elmo is about a cash grab.
But it keeps the Muppets alive. It keeps us getting Sesame Street. I'll take it. Abby's a cash grab.
Oh,
she's pretty cool character.
Sesame Street. You count that thing that's on HBO now?
Yeah,
the 12 episodes we get a year.
Yeah, it's not the same. When's the last time you watched a new episode of The Muppet Show?
When last time it was out?
1980. Exactly.
No. They came out with one. No.
I said The Muppet Show, not Muppets Tonight, which was a cash grab and bad.
Yeah, it wasn't good. The one before that was pretty good, though.
It was kind of a remake of The Muppet Show.
Yeah.
All right. So, but that was a good one, Kurt.
Thank you.
I mean, it's honestly rare in our references that I know exactly what you're talking about, but I could see the pages. And it was such. I had loved it as a kid, but the reason I know it so well is I bought it again as an adult.
Yeah,
just a Grover one. Don't cancel me. And I read it to my kids when they were little. Joe, what about you?
The one that I think of, because I don't actually ever remember my parents reading me a book, to be completely honest, but I remember my older brother reading me a book, and it was The Book of Three. It's by Lloyd Alexander. So some of you may have heard of one of the books in the series, which is not the first book. The second book in the series is The Black Cauldron.
The Book of Two.
And so he read the book to me, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. There was a pig that could tell the future. It was great.
But wait, you're blowing me away. So The Book of Three is the sequel to The Black Cauldron, which was a sequel to another book.
No, it's the prequel. The Book of Three is the first one, and then The Black Cauldron is the second one.
Of course it is. Why would it be the Book of One or whatever? Okay,
there's 5 books total.
Okay.
And my brother read the first book to me. I liked it quite a bit. I've seen the movie. I should probably go back and read the rest of it, because I don't know how the story goes. But I did it. I liked it a lot, and it meant a lot that my brother read that to me when I was younger.
Yep.
You don't need to worry about the other books. It's just an excuse to use Elvish.
Okay. I'm not even sure there's any.
No, how do you? Kurt.
I know
the meme that Tolkien only wrote the Lord of the Rings books because he made up Elvish.
Against Kurt, worse Kurt. I sent him a hilarious TikTok video about the Lord of the Rings.
And I told you that we chuckled.
2 nights ago. And in that video, he talks about, he's laughing. He's a fan like Joe. And he's like, oh yeah, well, of course, he only wrote the books of Elvish. 2 nights ago, made that joke to Joe. And he's sitting here tonight going, what? What? Dude, my humor is wasted on the Mormons. I cannot.
I wouldn't generalize like that. I mean, come on. But
all the Mormons I know, which are 2 of them, they don't laugh at my jokes. So,
oh yeah,
I mean that's a big enough pool of.
I don't know which 2 you're considering too, but
Donnie
I bet you
and
know
Marie.
Maybe well, see, Hammond's a Reformed Mormon, so it's you and your wife. That's it.
Bob Magoo is also formerly. So
see, former doesn't count.
Exactly.
Current counts. Anyway,
so the Black Cauldron, right?
Yeah.
How did it hold up against the book?
So I didn't read the Black Cauldron book. I read the book of 3, and
you
I've
didn't
seen
read
the
book of
movie.
3 either, actually.
Did you see the Black Cauldron?
Yes, I have seen.
How did it work as a follow-up to the book that you did read or had read?
It worked pretty well. It incorporated several scenes from that first book because it had to make sense. But it worked well, and I really like what was his name? Gurgi. Gurgi's fun. He likes munchies and crunchies.
Yep. I have to go back and rewatch those. Well, there's a whole bunch of those Disney movies I need to go back and rewatch.
I wonder if it's on Disney Plus.
I don't know.
Charles,
what book that you were thinking of?
So I thought of one that I loved as a kid that I read, but then you're talking about getting read to you. It's like, oh, one I liked. It's not exactly the same, but Kurt, I think you're gonna love this. You may have even have had it yourself.
See Spot Run.
I hated that book. It was so hard to understand. So no, it was what's the small vinyl size? Is that 45?
Yes,
the smaller one. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
so I had this collection of books with 45s and a little kid record player, and it's a Star Wars, C-3PO, and they'd play. You'd put the record on and you'd read along with them. And when CPU or R2D2 whistled, you turn the page, and it was so much fun because they did some sound effects and other things, and I really enjoyed that. But honestly, you can ask the question, how the movie hold up? It didn't, but the book was wonderful. A Wrinkle in Time was one of my favorite series of books. Yeah, Kurt.
So look, A Wrinkle in Time has had a couple of adaptations for video.
Yeah, none of them quite captured my imagination,
They just don't work.
The newest one with Oprah was close, but it just didn't work. Yeah.
No, I love the book. Like I think I didn't read all of the books, but I think I read the first 2. And I just loved it. I thought it was great. And I read them as adults or as an adult. And when I saw the video adaptations, all I could be was disappointed.
Honestly, it should be an animation of some kind. I mean, that's the only way to really, and even then it may or may not work, but I'm not saying people can't do magic. I never really, I think I read one of the Harry Potter books, but I love the world that they built on video. Like the story is okay, but the world was amazing. Dude, I was a young adult being an EMT and trying to be married at the time. I didn't have time to look in those.
No. So you need to get the audiobooks to Harry Potter and just
I did the second one. That was not a British FU. I got the second one. Yeah, sorry, everybody watching. I was trying to indicate I listened to book 2 on CD.
You heard him say it, book 2.
But the world building, and that's what The Wrinkle in Time, just that sci-fi essence of that whole. I mean, The Wrinkle in Time. It's in the happy. How I always find that because sometimes I couldn't remember the title tonight. I was like, "What's the title?" I could see the movie. I could see the framework of the poster even, and I could, but. The chapter that always stuck with me was the happy medium. I thought it was such an ironic phrase. Even as a young kid, it just went, happy medium, that's dumb. Ha ha ha. And she's actually sad. And that's what's even funnier. But I look up a happy medium chapter and then go, oh, Wrinkle in Time. There it is. But yeah, it was just the imagination that book lends itself to, just to let you put together the formulary of the pictures. I don't know if you can capture that, but that was one of my favorites.
Yeah, I got you. That should be a topic for a night. Book versus movie.
We already said we're not going to talk religion or politics. I think you're really toting a line there, Kurt.
Well, no, because there's the ones that I would consider, even though there's some deviation. Harry Potter is a great example of a really well done adaptation of a book series.
Yeah, my understanding was they cut out stuff that was just too much, but it still was true to the books.
But I would also say the same thing for the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think and mainly because of the previous media that we've had, it's at the time not as good as we could have done.
The original Lord of the Rings with the animated
Ralph Bakshi stuff.
Yeah, I was a little kid, and that stuck with me. I can't tell you it's good or bad. I just remember going, "What is this? Oh my god!" But I was like, "Run away, run away!" I don't know. Yeah, it's funny.